Imagine a town where the ground is so hot it can melt the soles of your shoes. A place where toxic smoke pours from cracks in the streets and the earth itself can suddenly open up and swallow you whole. This isn't the setting of a horror movie. This place is real. It's an abandoned town in Pennsylvania called Centralia, and its terrifying story was the direct inspiration for the legendary video game Silent Hill. So, how did a quiet, ordinary mining town become America's real-life gateway to hell? It all started with a simple mistake, a single spark that would ignite a fire that still burns to this day. The year is 1962. In a landfill on the edge of Centralia, municipal workers are doing a routine cleanup. They set a pile of trash on fire, a common practice at the time. They let it burn for a while, then douse it with water and leave, assuming the job is done. But it wasn't. Unseen by anyone, the embers from that trash fire crept down into the earth, through an unsealed opening to one of the many abandoned anthracite coal mine tunnels that riddled the ground beneath the town. The fire found what it was looking for, a massive, nearly endless seam of high-quality coal. It was the perfect fuel, and deep underground, protected from the elements, the fire began its slow, relentless spread. For a while, nobody noticed. Life in Centralia went on as usual. But then, strange things started to happen. People in their homes started feeling unwell, complaining of headaches and dizziness. Winter came, but the snow would melt in strange patches across yards and even on the roads. Residents started noticing steam and foul-smelling smoke seeping up from the ground, right in their own backyards. It smelled like rotten eggs, a telltale sign of burning sulfur. The town's dirty little secret was literally simmering right beneath their feet. The underground fire was growing, consuming the very foundations of Centralia. The heat was becoming intense, with ground temperatures in some areas reaching hundreds of degrees. Trees started to die, their roots cooked from below. The asphalt on the roads began to soften, buckle, and crack. Engineers and geologists were called in, but the scale of the problem was staggering. The fire was burning through a labyrinth of interconnected mine tunnels, spread out over hundreds of acres. Trying to extinguish it would be like trying to put out a forest fire with a garden hose, only this fire was underground. They tried flushing the mines with water, digging trenches to cut off the fire's path, and even filling the tunnels with a special non-combustible material. Nothing worked. The fire was too big, too hot, and too deep. It always found a way around their barriers, continuing its slow, destructive march. As the fire grew, the town itself began to die. The real danger wasn't just the heat. It was the invisible killer seeping into homes, carbon monoxide. This odorless, colorless gas, a byproduct of the incomplete combustion underground, was poisoning the residents in their sleep. People would wake up coughing, gasping for air, sometimes hallucinating. Pets were found dead in their beds. Canaries, once used in the mines to detect bad air, were now being kept in homes as a grim early warning system. Life in Centralia became a constant state of anxiety. Was the air in your house safe? Was the ground beneath your feet stable? The ground was, in fact, becoming dangerously unstable. As the coal seams burned away, they left massive voids underground. With nothing to support the earth above, the ground began to shift and subside, cracks, spiderwebbed across properties and roads. Some of these fissures were over 100 meters long and several feet deep, venting plumes of hot, toxic gas. You could unjust walk around your town anymore without fearing that the ground might literally open up beneath you. Centralia was no longer just a town with a fire problem. It was a geological death trap. Then, on Valentine's Day in 1981, the town's worst fears were realized in the most terrifying way imaginable. A 12-year-old boy named Todd Domboski was playing in his grandmother S' backyard when the ground suddenly gave way beneath him. He fell into a sinkhole that opened up without warning. It was over 100 feet deep. As his cousin frantically tried to pull him out, Todd could see smoke, feel intense heat, and see the orange glow of the fire raging in the abyss below. He was dangling over the heart of the inferno. Miraculously, he was saved, but the incident was a brutal wake-up call. This wasn't just property damage anymore. The town was actively trying to kill its children. The sinkhole incident was the final straw. It made national news, and the federal government was finally forced to act. After years of failed attempts to extinguish the fire, they came to a stark conclusion. Centralia could not be saved. In 1984, Congress allocated more than $40 million not to fight the fire, but to relocate the entire town. It was a mass exodus. The government began buying up properties, and one by one, families packed their lives into boxes and left the only home they had ever known. Houses were bulldozed, streets were torn up, and the town was systematically erased from the map. By the early 1990s, the government had invoked eminent domain to condemn all remaining properties. Centralia was officially a ghost town. Today, it's an eerie post-apocalyptic landscape. The main road leading into town, Route 61, is fractured and split open. A stretch so warped and dangerous it had to be permanently closed and rerouted. It's now famously known as the Graffiti Highway, covered in decades of vibrant spray-painted messages from visitors who come to witness the spectacle. The street grid is still there, but it leads nowhere. All the houses are gone, torn down, leaving behind nothing but empty lots slowly being reclaimed by nature. And yet, beneath the quiet, overgrown streets, the fire still burns. Scientists estimate there's enough coal under Centralia to fuel the blaze for another 250 years. A handful of residents refuse to leave. Against all odds, a few families fought the government for the right to stay in their homes, becoming the last stubborn holdouts in a town that no longer officially exists. They lived as squatters on their own land for decades, until a legal settlement in 2013 finally granted them the right to live out their lives there. When they pass, their properties will be surrendered to the state. After that, Centralia will truly be empty forever. This is the chilling, true story that captivated the creators of Silent Hill, the perpetual fog from the game. It's Centralia's toxic smoke, the fractured, broken roads, and the sense of a world falling apart. That's the reality of Centralia's subsiding ground. The idea of a place that is both here and not here, a town erased from maps but still physically present, echoes Centralia's fate. It is a silent town now, an empty grid of streets where a community once thrived. But if you stand on its cracked roads on a quiet day, you can still see the smoke rising from the earth. Thanks for watching. If you found this story as fascinating as I did, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into the world's most mysterious places. See you next time.